It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up. Welcome. You're listening to Bucked Up with Sam Buck.
Fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
Awesome. You're in your Boston gear right now. Are you a Boston fan?
Yo, yeah, Patriots fan, definitely. It's kind of weird though, because I grew up in New York, born and raised, but big Tom Brady fan. What can I say? The greatest to ever do it, right?
I'm a Massachusetts. I'm from Mass. This is a Boston base, so it's
Yeah.
but I know you're so New York. It's a weird seeing you in the hat.
It's weird. I'm a Red Sox fan too. Like that's crazy. Like it's.
How'd you find them? How was it, like family, or how'd you get into Boston sports?
Well, when I really started like getting into baseball, my dad was really into like his favorite pitcher at the moment was like Pedro Martinez. So that's when I first started like really watching baseball, and that team kind of grew on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't go in there just, oh, I'm gonna root for the Yankees just because I'm from New York, like
Yeah.
the team that I saw.
I was a Ravens fan. I mean, I love the Orioles. I love the Ravens. I loved all the Baltimore teams, even though I was from Mass. So I get that. But I welcome Izzy Hott to the Bucked Up podcast. Thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate it.
No doubt, we here. How's it going?
Man, I'm a real fan of your music. I've been listening to it for a minute. Well, your first project came out in 2020, right?
Yeah. That was my first project in like 10 years, actually. I had a mixtape drop on thatpiff.com called A Hustle and a Gentleman back in like 2010. Then after that, I was just dropping, songs after song, singles after singles, just trying to build my fan base, not worrying about a project.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite things is like I had listened to your newer stuff, but I went back and I was listening to like, your stuff from like 2016, 2017. And you do have you have the same style rapping, but your beats are much different than they were. Was your first mixtape more of the, was it like the soul jazzy sample beats that you use now? Or was it more of the more.
Yeah, I mean, it was gearing more towards what the sound was at the moment. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. And just
totally.
As the sound changes, the style changes. You just gotta adapt, man. You just adapt to the sound. That's just what it is. It's like what do you call, like, evolution,
Yeah. Well, I feel like do you think this sound that you're in now is like what your style is? You fit perfectly, and I love you, like the beats you choose. You're a great beat picker, all that shit.
Thank you. Absolutely. Now I would say I found a sound that really resonates with the people. Definitely been getting a lot of good feedback on the beats. The beat selection, absolutely. And just trying to be as versatile as possible.
Were you how long? You said you put out a mixtape 10 years. So how long have you been rapping?
I want to say I probably recorded my first song about 18, 19 years ago.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was the first time I stepped into the booth. Yeah, I was probably like 15 or something. So you can do the math there.
Did you know that was it? Was that like you were like, oh shit, the second you stepped in, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I just knew that that's what I wanted to do, man. It was just something about hip hop, man. Something about, being able to create in, an artistic way. I'm kind of someone that doesn't really talk about, I keep things in. So hip hop is a way for me to express, how I'm feeling and shit, and, expressing my thoughts and, my experiences and whatnot. So it's just a great safe haven for me,
I feel the same way with I do I'm a comedian, and when I get up on stage I feel like I can like open up about things that I couldn't if I was just talking to people, and it's a good like outlet where I feel like, oh, I can be myself but not myself, because I wouldn't be like this off stage or out of the booth. It's like
absolutely,
you can
yeah.
be honest.
It's crazy because like in the booth I'm a beast, but like in real life, I'm just like real, like laid back, like chill, like like you wouldn't even think it's me like rapping on those songs.
Yeah, what like did you always have that aggressive style, not aggressive, but that like hunger in your style?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, why not? Why
Yeah.
not? You know? You
Who'd
gotta.
you grow up listening to?
Um. So like my first album I ever bought on cassette tape was Ghostface Killer, Iron Maiden, whatever, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that's who I grew up listening to, like Wu-Tang, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Jay-Z. I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. Nas, Biggie, Pop, pretty
You
much.
have you're like, you said that you were evolving and now you're with the times, but I feel like that New York style over the sample beats that you pick, like that's all based in that style, but it took a little bit for it to come back.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I feel like there's a lot of dope artists now that are paving the way for this sound to come back, in a special way. Like, big ups. You're wearing a shirt right now, people. Burden of Proof, number one hip
Exactly.
hop
Yeah.
album in the country. Like this style of music still has fans who dearly appreciate this music, and because it reminds them of a good time. It reminds of hip hop when it was in a special place.
Yeah, and it seems like people are more willing to like help out other artists or work with other artists, or it's just like I'm always hungry to find the new artists. Like when I found you, it was cool to like go back into your discography, and then like you have features from so many great artists, but like you stand your own even on the features you do. Like you stand your, you have some of the best verses,
Thank
and it's cool that like, I don't know, it seems like people are really helping out, like wanting other people to shine.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if they feel like you got potential. You know, you got to have the potential, and you got to have the hunger. Show the work ethic. That definitely plays a role, because a lot of people just they don't want to waste nobody's time. That's something that's very valuable.
What happened in what made you really like get serious in 2020 about like, all right, I'm going to focus and put out, my music on a wide platform?
Um, well, I would have to say my homie Moose, man, my homie Mussolini.
Shout out, great
Yeah,
rapper.
definitely shout out Mussolini, my brother. He his progression, his work ethic is by far like none I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like this guy's constantly recording like every day, every week. Like it's insane. It's insane, and that's something that kind of drives me to want to follow down that same path. And we kind of I mean, about we kind of bounce off of each other's vibes, and he definitely put that battery on my back to try to broaden my music and make this happen. So shout out to Moose. You know what I mean?
How long have y'all known each other? When did you start working?
Me and Moose been rapping no lie since probably back in the day, since like 2009, 8. Like, I mean, we got some old songs. He was on my old mixtape too back in like 2010. So it's
Did you
kind
guys go
of
by the same names?
yeah, I was Izzy Hott still then. He was he was another name. It was another
All
name.
right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna let
no
him handle
snitching.
that though. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, you don't have to snitch on that.
Yeah. But it was cool though. It
But
was
you've been
cool.
you've been rapping for a long time. So then what did happen in 2020? You just saw what he was doing and you were like, shit, I got to put that work in.
Absolutely. Yo, absolutely. Absolutely. That's as simple as that. As simple as that. My man is working. I gotta put the work in. Can't let my brother down. And that's just what it was. I mean, as a team,
It is.
we're gonna build together.
And it seems like you guys do have a good team. Like, he puts you on the songs and then like you kill them. Like it's cool seeing Eagle Feathers be like the top played song on the album, and you have arguably the best verse. Like I love that shit. It's cool having like you guys can grow together and you now have something that it sounds like you feel that you want to offer and have to offer.
Of course, absolutely. I mean, the fellas have given me great advice. And he told me like, you know, just you got the talent, bro. Don't let it go to waste. Like we should do this. Like this is something that could possibly be something. I mean, we put the work in. Cause like
When
I
did
said,
you
like,
know it was something?
I would want to say, which of it was a music video. We dropped Dirty Pots. I don't know if you've seen that music video.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, after that one, that's when like the write-ups started coming up from the blogs and the you know, the all the comments, the views. Like that's when I was like, oh wow, like this is it. This is it right here. This is it.
Yeah.
It sounds like New York. This is gritty. Like people love this shit. It's dope.
It is. Well, you said that you're kind of quiet in real life. Are you hard on your shit? Like, do you not like listen and bet? Like, is that what also is making you not push? Were you like,
Oh, no, I'm not hard on my shit at all. I mean, I'm definitely like a perfectionist. I want to make sure everything I put out is definitely top-notch quality. Like, I don't like my albums to like drag at some point, you know, because some albums do drag at some point. I mean, I want to keep that same consistent flow, that same consistent hype throughout every record. So that's really it. Like, even it could take me a year, it could take me 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, but I just want to make sure the album is ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
yeah? Do you write? Do you freestyle or do you write your shit?
I write my shit. I definitely write my
Do
shit.
you have like a writing routine, or just
Um,
whenever you feel it?
we actually, it's usually the routine is, you know, we go to the studio, we go to the studio, you know, we go through a cycle of beats. I mean, we smoke, go through a cycle of beats. It could take like 20 minutes, half an hour, and like it's crazy. And
Yeah.
once we put a couple of beats aside, and we just go off the vibe, man. We just go off the vibe of the beat. That's just really what it is.
It is like if when you're about in that moment, like the right before, like I don't know, right like an hour before a show is when I'll get my best ideas, and it's like, damn, why couldn't I get that when I was just like
It's the
watching
pressure.
TV for 2 hours doing nothing? It's the pressure, right?
The
Yeah,
pressure is that adrenaline rush.
it takes you back to like fucking assignments when it's like the day before, and you're like, shit, I don't want to do that shit, but I guess I gotta.
Yeah. There was an incident like that. Me and Moose had went to Colorado, and little did I know, like we were gonna have a music session. He was gonna put me on a song, but he sent me the beat that same morning of the session. And I'm like, bro, like threw me under the bus. Like you're not even giving me no time to like actually like write this. So you know what I mean? I'm writing at breakfast. I'm writing while we, you know, driving over here. I'm writing while we're going over there. I'm writing at the dinner table. Like as soon as we get to the studio, boom, I lay my shit down. Everybody's like, what the fuck?
Like I
Going
had to put my
crazy.
time in. I was
Yeah,
stressed on that.
yeah, stress. So it was depression.
What
I mean,
song was that? Was that ever released? What was that?
that was actually Eagle Feathers.
Oh shit, really?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Damn.
Absolutely.
That song really, all three of you worked real together, worked real well. Like your sound just matched perfectly on that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. Oh, Finesse. Oh, bodied that. Bodied that. Moons, of course, my brother bodied that. Like, shout out to old Finesse and the whole box state. Those guys over there, something special, something real special.
Yeah. When you make a song like that, or like Dirty Pots, or like Semi Burns, like, do you know right away? You're like, oh shit, this is something.
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, you just feel
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
I just have that feeling. That's just what it is. And sometimes people don't, sometimes they might not agree, but you know, I
Yeah.
I follow my heart. I mean, I follow what I feel, and showing enough, you know, sometimes, you know, I hit it. Sometimes it's not a miss. Sometimes I hit, you know?
Well, I loved you have like 7 tracks on your last album.
Yeah.
And it was you had no misses, and sometimes you need just like a quick 7-track album is perfect, like because then I'll just play that over and over again. There's no misses, like, and
Absolutely.
you the
Absolutely.
songs up by yourself, like the author, fucking you murder that shit.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, this album in particular, I wanted to incorporate more features because, you know, in my last album, Vincente from last year, I only featured 2 people, and you know, it was 2 people from my camp. know what I'm saying? I had
Yeah.
more solo songs on there. So I was like, you know what, let me just do a couple of more features. I had my guys out here from Colorado, New York. You know what I mean? We recorded that joint in an Airbnb. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was. We made that happen.
When are you working on more shit, or do you like to take a break? Because it was a little bit of time between your two projects.
No, absolutely. Yeah, when Vincente dropped, you know, that dropped right exactly around when the pandemic started. So that kind of like altered like everything. Like everything just went to a halt. Like I had everything planned. Like I wanted to do CDs, merch, and all that shit. But you know, the world was locked down. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, so that kind of I had to fall back with that, and, you know, and just keep it pushing, start working on the next project. And, you know, I started working on it little by little, you know, still doing my features, you know, busting out these features. And that's just what it is. I try to kill the features to give me time to work on the album.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you do kill the features, but it seems like with your crew, like you and you're saying just in the studio working all the time,
mm-hmm.
it takes a certain rapper, and I think those are the ones shining more recently, where they could adapt and just be like, all right, we're not on the road, let's just go in the studio and record and work as much as possible.
Absolutely, definitely. That's exactly what rappers have been doing and should have been doing at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It was a perfect time to adapt and stay in the studio because, like I said, you know, everything was locked down. Like, where was you gonna go? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the perfect place to be.
You say you go between New York and Colorado. Are you in New York most?
Oh, I only been to Colorado once. We only went over there in
Oh,
October.
okay.
I mean, yeah, we went over there in October to chop it up with the guys. We went over there actually to shoot some videos, and they went to finish the album, the No Squares in My Circle album. So that was the whole idea of the trip.
Yeah. Do you so when you get serious and like you're talking about like you wanting to do the CDs and the shooting videos, is there a lot of like other shit involved that you didn't realize was when you were fucking getting into it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, man, yeah. Like, there's a lot of like. I learned to have patience. Shit, like you really have to have patience with this shit.
Yeah.
It's a very stressful situation, you know, when things don't go your way, and things don't always go your way with this shit. I realize that. I mean, sometimes you have an idea and that shit gets shut down, and yeah, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? You always gotta expect, you know, don't expect good things all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, what makes you stick with it now? Not that you weren't sticking. Was there a reason that you did stop like 2000 10, 11? Was there a reason that you did kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit?
At that moment, I was probably just working on like throwing out songs and songs and songs, just trying to build my fan base with singles, just dropping singles. You know what I mean, that's why I didn't really put out a project until most recently, because like I said, I linked up with Moose again, because me and Moose, we were rapping together, but we weren't a team together back then. He was doing his thing, I was doing my own thing, and at a point like around 2018, I want to say maybe 18. I had probably like stopped rapping, and Rewind, the producer on the job, he's part of our clique too, one of our in-house producers. He reached out to me and told me what Moose was up to, and you know, Moose told him to talk to me, and you know, he said, "Yo, bro, like you need to get back on your shit. Don't let this talent go to waste. Moose got something going on, and let's get to it." And sure enough, you know, we started working on those songs together. We was dropping "Mad at Me," "White Burgundy," you know, "Can't Fuck with Me," like everything, all of those was the fact that, you know, they reached out to me and put that battery on my back, you know.
Why around 2018 were you stopping? Like, was there?
Yeah, I just felt like I wasn't seeing any progression, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, the way the game was changing too. Like it was changing at that time. Like the sound was changing. People just wanted to, you know, party and dance and listen to auto-tune records. A lot of artists were sounding the same. Like I was falling out of love with the game. But I found that back. I mean, I found that back some way, somehow.
What do you of course, like Moose reaching back out and the Rewind reaching back, but were there artists like you know, Ben, like I think, oh, Griselda really did bring back this new, it brought it to the mainstream, but there had always been artists, you know, throughout, you know, you can go back and listen to old Matt Kami or, you know, Fahim or, you know, there's always Droog who has been making this style for, you know, the past 10 years, but it did kind of come to the forefront and it is the style that's popular now. Like it's cool, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's crazy to see how it just came back like out of nowhere. And shout out to those guys, man. Like they open doors for a lot of people. They open doors for this sound to, you know, get its popularity back. And it just shows the proof that people still love this style of hip hop, man. It's still
Yeah.
well respected. I'm crazy to see people still buying vinyls and all that. Like it's I'm shocked. Like it's dope. It's real dope.
Are you in the vinyl? Are you making vinyls?
We're working on that right now for Memento. I mean, so
Yeah.
hopefully, you know, I mean, fingers crossed.
It
That's
is cool that it's people can make money independently now. It's not you don't need like a label, you know, a major label to back you. You can kind of do stuff independently with your team. You can build up your team.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, independently, you get to be the artist you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You're not a puppet. You could be real. You could be who you are. And I could say it. Music isn't the only way you can make your own money. You know, there's people that's investing in stocks and doing crazy shit like that. Like that's amazing too. Right now, like it's a different generation. Like basically, you can
Is
make.
that something you're trying to do you invest like is that something you're trying to learn
Oh yeah,
about or do you
I invest heavy in the stock game. Yeah,
really see that's something
yeah.
that's one of those things that's like shit, I need to focus more time in because I need the more revenues that you have coming in. If the head two, you know, if the head of one snake gets cut off, you got the other. You know, you can't have only one thing.
No, yeah, you have to have multiple avenues, man. It's only right. But you know, the stock
How'd
game,
you get into investing?
um, the pandemic, bro. The that hit, and I was like, okay, this. I could do this from home. Like I could have my money work for me from home. So why not?
Did you teach yourself? Like it's. I feel
Yeah,
like
I did. I did. It was like a trial and error thing. I swear to God, it was a trial and error thing. When I say it was a trial and error thing, oh my God. But you know, we all right now. We're all right now.
yeah. All right, it's different every day.
Yeah, it's different every day.
Do you feel like is rap like? Do you want that to be your main? Like that be your main source of income, your main thing, like your focus?
Yeah, that's been my dream, man. That's been my dream. I wouldn't want to say that I want it to be my main money maker, but
Mhm.
I definitely want to go down as somebody, you know, who is respected and, you know, somebody who people consider, you know, one of the good ones, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that
Do you
especially
feel like is it cool getting recognition? Like having, you know, when you say you see these blogs writing about you, is it cool? You're like, oh shit, it does pay off. Even after you said 19 years, like that's a long time to stick through.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I still got songs from back then. Like it's crazy. Um, but yeah, definitely right now this feeling is dope. It's real dope. Getting the recognition, you know, people quoting my bars and shit. Like it's real dope. And that gives you the motivation to keep pushing. Obviously, you know, now I feel like I gotta outdo this last album with the next one.
Yeah. And that's the kind of I don't know, being you can't be complacent. Like you kind of have to be hard on your shit and you have to be like, all right, what's next? What's next? Like what can I work harder on? And I feel like that's something that especially New York is showing right now is like we just gotta if you outwork everyone, then you're gonna make it through. It's not, you know, talent is part of it, but it's also your ethic, your work ethic.
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely.
I feel that same way with comedy or podcast. You know, like people will be like, "Oh, how do I?" It's just like keep doing it, work hard. Do you feel like you needed to do? I mean, like 19 years, you've got your 10,000 hours in. Like, do you feel like you're comfortable now? Like you know, kind of what you're doing, your style, your shit.
Yeah. I feel like now is when I'm getting the most recognition that I've gotten like before, to be honest with you. And like I said, I feel like, you just get better with time, man. More practice makes better, you know what I'm saying?
Did you ever have any spikes, like any popularity spikes earlier? Like
Um,
you were not.
yeah, like I've done shows. Like there's one time like I performed at a sneaker venue, opened up for Joel Santana. I've been mentioned on I was cool with like JoJo Simmons, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and JoJo Simmons actually went to like a audio engineering school together.
Oh,
Uh
really?
yeah, it's pretty cool. We was in class together and shit. And that was my
That's
boy.
great.
Yeah, cool stuff. So, I was
Do
tapped
you
in.
master your own shit?
Do I master my own shit?
Yeah, you went to school for audio engineering. Like, that's a cool. Not many people have those skills.
Yeah, nah. I definitely don't mess with the engineering side at all. I keep it strictly the art. That's it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'll leave that to the professionals. I know how
You
to
went to
record.
school for.
I did go to school for it, but my problem was I was going to school for it, but I wasn't practicing outside of school with it because
Mhm.
I just didn't have the equipment. I didn't have the everything I needed to practice with. So everything I was learning, I was practicing at school with it. And
Yeah.
outside of school, I was just focusing on rapping. So I know
So,
it.
were you always writing? Like, did you ever take any breaks? Like, even when you weren't rapping, were you still writing and stuff?
Yeah, I would write, but I wasn't putting nothing out. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I would write stuff I scrapped, you know what I mean? Stuff I threw away, things I lost, got deleted.
Yeah. Do you ever look back at any of that old, like you said, you had so many songs, but like you ever look back, not that you would ever read, but like, shit, I really was onto something, or oh shit, I can't believe that was actually me.
Yeah. I think everybody does that. I
Yeah.
mean, this is like a nostalgia thing, just to be like, wow, I really sucked, or like, wow, like, why wasn't I on? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have one of the best ears for beats out of, off your projects. What producers do you like working with?
I definitely work with our in-house producers for sure, like my man Calico, Fuego, Rewind. Outside of that, I work a lot with this homie called SEL. Real talented dope. He did a state classic in the author. Real
Okay.
talented.
Both
Yeah.
great beats. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Shout out to my man Brain Orchestra too. Talented producer, rapper. Oh my God, we just had a session with him this week, and then phenomenal.
You said you like working with in-house producers. Do you feel like you can create the best project when you have like a personal relationship with who you're working with and you're in studio with them?
Absolutely, because they already know your sound. You know what I'm saying? Like they already know, and that helps them. Make it brings the best out of them too. You know what I mean? Because they
Yeah.
want to bring the best out of you.
Do you how do you like do you just know right away when you like work with a producer and you match up?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if the song is fire, I'll work with you again. If the song is hot again, I'm gonna work with you again.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like that. Like we're just gonna keep the streak going.
How many songs are you recording for like a 7-track album?
I want to say for this project, I recorded about 14 songs. You know what I mean? But we narrowed it down to 7. I narrowed it down to 7 because, I just wanted to keep it short and sweet. I wanted a replay value. I
Mhm.
wanted people to be able to, hear it over and over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have a tough time, what's that saying, killing your babies, like cutting songs?
Uh, Not really. Not really.
Yeah.
It's not a problem for me. And I'm really hard on myself when it comes to like the songs, because like I'll go and I'll re-record a song like 5 or 6 times. Like it's nuts. Like I gotta make sure like everything sounds good.
When you said that you go by your gut, like do you just know when a song's done? Like you know when it feels right for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Right after I hear it, that's how I chose the songs for that album.
What were there any songs that like almost didn't make the cut, or songs that you almost didn't pick?
Stay Classic was probably the one. Stay Classic was the one that made it like on time. Like oh shit. Like oh shit. Like I literally recorded the song like the day before, like I had to like finalize everything. Like the day I had to finalize everything.
Oh shit. So this wasn't you said patience is something you learn, and I'll talk to rappers like that have to sit on a project for a year before they can release it, you know what I mean? But you were releasing that, you recorded that the day before.
Yeah, that one it was more or less like I had to record it and come up with a hook and put it all structured together because it just had like it had the verse, it had somebody's verse on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to re-record my verse, and I had to write and lay out a hook right there while we were finalizing the album, and that's how.
How long does it take you to make a project? Like when did you start Memento?
I want to say I started Memento around the summertime. We started it around the summertime.
What was the first track you did?
The first track I did for Memento, it would have to be The Author.
Oh, really?
Yeah, The Author was the first song I did for Memento. Yeah, and then came Semi Burn with G4 Jag. Shout out my brother G4 Jag. Fly family, Lord Mob.
Shout out G4, great rap. He killed that verse.
Oh,
and you also
God.
have such hard cover. I love the art that you pick.
Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to the artists who did that for me.
What was their name? Do you remember? Shout out.
I have to disclose that information.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to disclose
Again,
that.
no snitching. It's like his past name where you don't have to give any of this information out.
That's it. Yeah, shout him out.
I love the art and rap coming together too, like art and not just the music, but everything's kind of a piece of it. It's like the whole thing. Like the covers you pick really do. I love rappers who care about their covers.
Thank you so much. I feel like the artwork is what grasps people and touch it at first. You know what I'm saying? That's what they see.
Yeah.
They see before they listen to anything.
Were you always an art fan, or did that come later when you were?
Oh yeah, definitely. Art is art is dope. Art is dope as fuck. Art and music go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you do any like painting, drawing?
I mean,
anything
yeah, like I think I draw like the dopest like stick figures ever. You know what I mean, like known to mankind, like Guinness Book of World Records status.
If you see an album cover that's all stick figures, I'll know that it's you doing the art.
No problem. No, just disclose the information though.
Yeah, no, I won't do it on pop, but in my mind, I'll be like, I know it was him.
Dope.
Izzy Hott, how did you come up with that name?
That's cool. I mean, it's a question within itself. I mean, like, is he hot?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's how I chose it. Like, that's the name. That's the question. I mean, let the music, the music just answers that question for you. You know what I'm saying? I used to go by Shiesty, and I'm just like, that's not a nice name. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people are gonna want to work with somebody who's shiesty. You know what I mean? But
how do you feel about now Pooh Shiesty being popular?
Yo, now I love it. Like, yo, I love it. I'm like, maybe it's just timing. You know what I mean? It's all the timing. Back then, that time, it didn't fit well with me. But right now, it works perfect for him. The kid is nice. He's doing his thing, and yeah, man. So I just went with Izzy Hott. That's it.
Do you listen to other stuff? Like, do you listen to like Memphis shit? Do you listen to like the different style, Cali shit, or do you more stick just to New York?
When it comes to hip hop, I listen to a lot of different shit. I really don't have no preference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hate that. I hate when people are like, oh, I won't listen to Atlanta rap or like whatever it is. It's like, If it's
Oh
listen to whatever you like.
Yeah, I listen to all of that, like UGK, like I listen to West Coast shit, like OC, Jules, like I listen to everything. I even listen to rock, like I listen to every type of music, like it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you have your samples are, jazzy and soul. Do you listen to that? Like, do you listen to a lot of jazz or like that style?
Actually, ironically, no.
Yeah.
So, I like it's yeah, not really, not really. I should though. I mean, I should though.
Well, you're
Maybe
good
give
at
me,
picking beats. You pick the right ones. It's not like you need to
yeah.
practice.
That's
You
a
got
sign.
the
That's a sign. Like maybe it'll probably help me like come up with more ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember your first song that you made in the oh well, I don't the style that you are now, like the New York, sample bass. Do you remember your first track?
Um, Sample base. I would probably say it was on my mixtape that I had dropped back then, Hustler and a Gentleman. It's on thatpiff.com. It was a track called So Special. Yeah, crazy sample there.
I'm gonna go back and listen to that. I'm excited because I was listening to the first song I heard from you going back was Castro, which you have the same style rapping, but the beat is
Yeah, the
completely
beat is
different.
different. Yeah, that was like a trial thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That song is whatever.
Well, that
that
was
was
like right
definitely
in the middle. That was
Mhm.
2016. So like that was were you like, I'm gonna put this out, see if it catches?
See if it catches. If it doesn't, I'm gonna give it a little break and focus on, getting my bread up, focusing on things that I gotta do. And
Yeah.
sure enough, that's when, Moose and Rewind scoop me up. I mean, and I said,
When
sure.
you do you did like if they didn't message you, would you have quit? Like, do you think you wouldn't have kept
I don't think I
going?
would have quit. I just think I wouldn't have been like going as hard as I would have been. You know what I mean? Like I don't think
Yeah.
you probably would have seen projects like back to back. You probably would have seen one
Mhm.
project and a couple of singles here and there. You know what I mean?
Well, it does show that it is the work. Like it's just can you keep working?
Mm-hmm. That's
And you can't like you can't just put the project out and then hope it, like the
Mhm.
consistency. And I think that it shows, that you just have to be consistent with it. How many
Absolutely.
days in a week are you in the studio?
I mean, I work a job. I mean, it's Monday through Friday, so I'm in the studio on the weekends pretty much. That's the only time I really have to go right now. You know what I'm saying? But I try to make the best of it and hit the studio on the weekends. Sometimes, on a weeknight, if it's like a very, very important session, you know what I mean? I'll make the sacrifice and do that.
Is it hard to find energy or time for music, or do you feel like because you have like a career supporting you, you have that time to put into music?
Um, it's hard in the sense that, I don't have enough time to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's, doing just being able to focus on it on the weekends, it kind of sucks. But throughout the week, that's when I put in the work and just try to write and have everything ready. That way we could bang out a couple of songs on a weekend. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just working on one song every weekend.
Yeah, well, you're prolific with the amount of work and time and the
Mhm.
quality that you're putting out and quantity while working a full-time job. That's like it's cool that you can still you're able. It's not half-assed,
It's tiring. It's very tiring. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I bet that is. It's crazy, but do you feel like that does help? Like you do feel like that does help because it makes you focus because you have to put your time into something other than a job. You have to have like a passion or
Yeah, of
something that's
course.
you're not soul sucking.
Of course, yeah. I mean, especially when it's something you love. You know what I'm saying? Who
Mhm.
really wants to work for the rest of their lives doing something they don't love doing? You know?
Yeah. Do
So that
you? And that's awesome that you have a team that helped you realize that and because that's kind of what you can't do it on your own either. Like you met before the show Ani, my producer. I
Mhm.
wouldn't be able to do it without them. I wouldn't be able to have the podcast or get even the little bit of recognition or listens that I get now without a team to show me what to do and also be able to help with the burden a little bit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Shout outs to shout outs to your producer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was very kind, Sam. Happy to do it all the time.
No doubt. Shout outs to Ani, man. Yeah. It's definitely it's a team effort, man. It's definitely a team effort. It's harder to do it on your own. You know what I mean,
is that something you didn't realize till later?
yeah. I mean, I'm very particular with who I work with. I haven't done a lot of features throughout my rap career, whatever. So now I'm more open to it. I realize, people really like bounce off of each other's energy and could really create great music together. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, that's why it shows that like in studio producers, like the producers that are on your team, like they work, you don't need to be like, oh, I'm going to try to work with a big name producer, which it's cool if you get a beat from a bit, you know what I mean, from any big name producer, but it shows that the connection and the passion has to be there together, you know?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, there's no luxury to creating great music. Like, you don't need a top-notch producer to make a song that's, Grammy worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. We all hear those songs that have like big names on it. And you're like, damn, they all put a song, and then it's just mid. It's just mid. It's not. It's something that I learned, I don't know, through stand-up is, oh, I was funny, but if you're on stage, like if they're not laughing, you're fail. Like if it's not a good song, it's not a good song. If the audience isn't laughing, then I'm not doing you can't just be like, oh, I'm funny, I'll just do it. No, you have to put in the work and the time and the effort and also the passion. They can tell.
Absolutely.
What are you working on next? Like you said you had a song that you recorded the day before you released Memento. Afterwards, were you working on your next project?
Right now, me and Moose are working on a joint project.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So expect that definitely this year dropping. That should be coming out.
Do you have a title or anything for that?
Not yet.
I'm excited for that. You guys have such a good chemistry on beats together. You guys match.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people love the work that we do, man. So it's only right. It's only right we give the people what they want. I mean,
is that what you're putting most of your effort into right now?
Yeah. That's what we're working on right now.
Is that where it's tough work, like being able to only do it on the weekends, is like when you want to put more work in?
Absolutely. Like, it's heartbreaking. Trust me, it's heartbreaking. But I mean, it's so worth it at the end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So worth it at the end.
Well, it's cool then, when you get the recognition, like when Dirty Pots came out, like that was, you said you had all the right, like, was that like, finally I can, at least other people are telling me that my dreams are right, like what my passions are right.
Yeah. I mean, that I started seeing the comments. People started writing up, you know what I mean? And that just gave me that confidence to be like, yeah, man, this is it right here. Like this is the lane right here. You know what I mean? I'm about to, I'm about to make myself, a household name soon, man. If I just keep working at it, because people are already starting to take notice. You
said you're quiet and real, do you tell people in your personal life, well, like, or people you work with that you rap, like, do you play them your shit or not? Do they come to you like, oh, is this you? Or
yeah, it'd be through like word of mouth most of the time. But a lot of people, they already know that I rap, from the past and shit like that. So they just ask me like, are you still rapping? Or or they heard that I'm still rapping. I mean, they just keep telling me, yo, keep going. I mean, you dope.
Yeah.
And shit like that. I mean,
well, that must be cool that you never gave up, and especially now that it's working out. 19 years is like, that's a long time to stick with something. That's a long time to still have love for something, and you can see not a lot of people last that long. you know?
not at all, not at all. It's crazy when I think about it, because like I started young. Like I was recording in the studio young. Like at 15, I started performing on stages at 16. Like it was just weird. But just to see the progression throughout the years, and that's a beautiful feeling. I mean, like the beauty is in the struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. The shitty nights or the long, it's that makes it worth it when it comes out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Do you miss performing? Like, you were performing live when you were 16. Do you miss performing on stage? Like, do you like the live
Yeah.
aspect of it?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. Because I feel like people don't expect to hear what they hear when I start rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm always getting that look like they're paying attention. And then at the end, they clapping their hands. I was
What
like,
was your last show before all this? Isn't that crazy to think that was almost a year ago? Over a year ago?
Yeah, it's
It was
crazy,
like,
man. It is crazy.
that was March last year.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And we still going through it. Still
It's
going through it.
crazy. What was your last show?
My last show. Damn, that's a good question. So long ago, I don't even remember. I think it was I hope I'm wrong, but maybe it was at the 38 Special, at Five Borough tour or whatever. He was not a Five Borough tour, he was doing like a East Coast tour or something like that. He performed downtown in MBS. Yeah, we performed there. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we performed after that. If we did, I don't remember.
That's pretty cool. Do you feel like you prove yourself in the booth, like with your, do you like, and you can prove yourself on stage? I feel like some rappers are scared to go up, like can't perform live. Like they don't think that that's part of the skill, you know?
Yeah, nah, that shit is dope, man. Cause it's like you feel like you got the crowd's attention. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to put an image to the sound, bro. Like that's just what it is. You have to have an image to the sound. And
Yeah.
performing is dope, man. Why you doing like rocking the crowd? Everybody fucking with you, like it's dope. It's dope.
How do you? So when you were 16 and performed, the first time I did stand up was 17, and I stopped because I was nervous. Did you? Like, do you remember that moment still? Was it nerve wracking? 16 going up on stage rapping. Where were you?
Yeah, we were. I was with an artist from my hood at the time. He had took me under his wing. And he had a performance at like this streetcar convention at like but it was like hosted by Pepsi. So
Yeah.
and it was like at a convention center in Philadelphia. Like it was crazy. So it was like mad dope, crazy cars, a whole bunch of people. And yeah, we performed at that venue. I was nervous as hell because there was like a lot of hot women, a lot of like grown up people, and I'm a young ass cat on stage. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Isn't it? Did you go when you're on stage? You kind of go into a different state. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're like above yourself.
Mm-hmm. You get that
exactly.
I mean, you get that confidence sometimes.
Yeah,
like
and then you're like, yeah. Do you? What did you have like? What song did you like? What song were you performing when you were 16? Did you know what song you were doing? Were you like preparing? Like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? Switching it all up?
I was a hype man.
Okay.
I was a hype man, so I ain't have that too much. my burden wasn't that bad.
When was like your first show? Like your first?
Ooh, shit. That's hard to say. I can't really remember. I cannot really remember my first.
Yeah. Yeah. But you knew it was.
Actually, I have a show. Oh, as a matter of fact, I have this show that I did. It was like a contest, a performing contest, right? They had like 3 judges, one of those joints downtown.
Yeah.
There was like 42 artists that performed that night. 42 artists. Yeah, it was a long ass night, right? I came in second place that night.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I want to say I was probably 19, maybe. at the time.
See, those moments show why you never quit and why you stuck with it, you know, because like they're little omens, little like seeds along the way that like the universe gives to you to show that you're on the right path.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a game changer for me too.
Are you excited? Like, do you miss going back? Like, do you miss being on stage? Like, are you excited for your first show back? Or are you satisfied with this? Like, you have a job, I guess, so it's hard. Is that hard to go on tour and shit?
One moment, because I kind of lost you here. There we go.
No problem.
Actually, I don't think my job will be a problem at all. I mean, I'll be able to take the time off to go do what I got to do. So that's not a problem at all. I mean, at the end of the day, this is you only get one shot at this. You know what I'm saying? And they're pretty understanding about that.
Do you have like, what's your next steps? Like you know, you're working on this compilation album. Like, do you have like your next out? Like, do you have a game plan, or are you just going with the flow right now?
Right now, we're going with the flow. Like, I'll be shooting a music video soon. Actually, probably this week, next week. Actually, I'm actually looking to shoot 2 music videos off the album this month.
Oh yeah, which songs?
We're probably gonna be shooting the author. I mean, we're gonna shoot the author, and the other one is up for grabs for now. I'm gonna flip a coin. I'm gonna pick a song out of a hat. You know what I mean?
When were you all like, you're a great story, like you're a very vivid storyteller and good storyteller, and that's kind of what the author is, you know, about, is like you can were you always a good writer? Like, were you always writing?
I hated English class. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I'm just a fan of the art of music. I said, I listen to a broad variety of music. You know what I'm saying? Like, my playlist isn't just hip hop. Like, I'm a huge Linkin Park fan. You know what I mean? Like, I listen to Amy Winehouse. Like,
I didn't expect Linkin Park. That's not who I expected you to say.
Yo, but yeah, I'm that guy. I am that guy. I mean, and so I just try to get as vivid as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because even when I listen to Linkin Park, like their lyrics are very pretty vivid as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, it's fun. I didn't like English class either growing up, and it's funny then wanting to create your passion or your job in the thing that you didn't think you liked growing up. You know, like writing. I know, but but then that probably makes sense. Like, if you liked writing essays growing up, you're probably not going to want to create. You're probably got sick of it. You're not going to find a passion. You need the adversity. You know, you need to not like it to then want to be good at it.
I mean, if English was more like poetry class instead of English class, then it would probably be a different. Or maybe I would have enjoyed it more. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just more fun, the challenge of rhyming words and shit like that. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I really appreciate you coming on, and I want everyone listening to listen to your albums. Memento just came out. Fucking great shit. Do you want to plug any of your other stuff?
Yeah, we got Memento out. Vincente's out as well. You know what I mean? We dropped that last year. Another dope project.
Great project. I love Vincente. What's the Italian, like, the Italian influence on your shit?
I'm just infatuated with the fucking you know, the whole mobster lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like,
your whole crew. You got Mussolini. It's all it's the Italian mobster shit.
Yeah, it's just dope. It's dope. You know what I mean? I just love Goodfellas, like all that crazy shit.
Yeah. Are you a movie guy?
I would say I am. I mean, I'm a movie guy. I'm a movie guy. I like to watch a lot of movies. You know what I mean? I play video games. Like, I do this crazy shit. Like, I'm a regular. You know what I mean?
Because I saw it from, you know, I just see the influence with the Italian, the mobster movies. But yeah, thank you. And what's your social media? We'll put it at the bottom of the screen.
Absolutely. You can follow me on Instagram, Izzy Hott _. I mean, at Izzy Hott _. I mean, Twitter, you can follow me at Izzy _Hott. All right.
Man, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really a fan. I'm a big fan. It was an honor to talk to you. And everyone listening, you can subscribe, and thank you. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Holla.